and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop with Team Tiny, and our theme is shaped cards. So I cut out this white cardstock with my brother's Scan and Cut, and I used the coffee pattern that comes with the greeting card pattern collection, and that came on my brother's Scan and Cut. You could also use dies. I know there's a lot of coffee mugs out there that are dies, or if you have a different cutting machine, I'm sure they have ones like that. So I'm using the stamp set to stamp the inside of my card, and it's from Dare to Be Artsy, and it's called Pet Lovers. And I'm stamping inside this thing that says, "Thanks for watching me." And I also stamp a paw print. So I'm making this card to thank my cousin's daughters for watching our dog. So I'm going to leave this on the counter for when they come to our house and make up a little coffee station for them. We don't drink coffee in our house, but we do have a Mr. Coffee maker, and I do have a Mr. Coffee espresso machine that has the thing where you can make lattes, and I use that to make tea lattes. So I'll leave that on the counter with this card for them. Since the card is pretty plain, I wanted to do embossing on the front of the card. But as you can see, when I use this embossing folder, if you put the front of the card in there, the cups will be upside down. So what I did is I just traced around the shape and cut out another piece of paper so I can put that in my embossing folder. One way to add interest and color to your cardstock is to put ink inside your embossing folder. So I'm going to use Salvaged Patina Distress Ink. Now a lot of people will just rub their ink pads over the inside of their embossing folder, and I've done that before, but it makes it kind of streaky. So then I started using my blending tool and putting it on that way, but that takes a long time. So on a recent hop for our embossing folder Fridays, which right now just has Team Tiny members, someone had used the brayer to add the ink to the inside, which seemed like it would go faster, so I gave that a try, and that did work really well. The embossing folder I'm using is a Sizzix with Tim Holtz. I don't know if they make this anymore, but if not, I'm sure there are a lot of other coffee embossing folders that you can use. I chose to cut all my paper pieces with white cardstock, but you could do colored cardstock individually, and then you wouldn't have to color. Of course, that would take longer for cutting out. So it just depends on which way you want to do it and what look you want. Now I'm going over all of these papers with Distress Ink to give it color. So on the back piece, I'm using Vintage Photo Distress Ink. On the thanks, I'm using tea dye. And then on the lid, I'll use a little bit of pumice stone to give it some color and dimension. And I liked using the brown on the coffee sleeves or coffee cozies because I think that gives it the look of the craft paper that you usually see on the coffee cozies. Now, if I didn't have the thanks on here, if you cut that piece bigger, you could run it through a corrugator and then it'd really look like a coffee cozy. Then I just used my Nuvo Deluxe glue to glue all my pieces together on top of the card. I will list all the products that I'm using in the description below. Some of these will be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that these generate, and this helps support my website and my YouTube channel. Now, if you don't have an electronic cutting machine like a Scan and Cut or Cricut or Silhouette, you could also use a manual die cutting machine and use a die, and you could use any shape. You could use circles, hearts, whatever shape you want to make a shape card. Also, if you don't have that, you could also fold a piece of paper in half and draw a shape, and just make sure you have part of it on the fold so that you won't cut two pieces. And you could even use cookie cutters to do that. As I mentioned earlier, this video is part of a YouTube hop with Team Tiny. All of the members of Team Tiny have small channels of less than 1,000 subscribers, so you won't see any commercials. To find the other videos and find more inspiration to make shape cards, just click on the hashtag in the description or type in the hashtag Team Tiny June 2022 hop, and you'll find some more videos of showing you how to make shaped cards. In order to support our channels, we really appreciate if you could subscribe to our channels, like, and watch the full video. That helps support our channels so that we move up in the YouTube algorithm and more people can find our channels. And we thank you for all the support that you give us. Then I debate on how to color my latte. I was thinking about either using black or using my turquoise embossing powder, but I decided that wouldn't be dark enough, so I ended up using the black Soot Distress ink. And then I pop up the latte with some glue dots. My glue dots were a little too big, but they're flexible, so I just kind of smushed them so they would pop up my latte a little bit, but not show. I decided it needed a little bit more embellishment, so I'm going over the lid with some glossy accents to make it shiny like plastic might be. And then I use my favorite stickles, which is Cool Mint, because this is my favorite color. And I go around the edge of the coffee cozy just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. And then I decided it needed a little bit more, so I use my glossy accents to go on some assorted heart droplets from Dress My Craft. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.